After gathering your materials, first we will shred the newspaper or unneeded paper scraps. Soak the paper overnight in water to soften it so it will blend better. Fill your blender up with paper and water. If you don't have a paper shredder, you can rip it with your hands. The smaller the pieces, the better. Blend your paper until it gets to this consistency. And then pour it into the large bin or tub you will be using. Set up your workspace. Next to the tub, you will need a flat surface to work with. Place a newspaper down to absorb extra liquid. Always place a felt before you transfer your paper. Here we have our mold and decal. Always use it with the screen side facing towards you. Test out your paper pulp before making paper to check the thickness, and add more water if it's too thick. Now we will add our natural earth and mineral pigment. We are using Ultramarine blue. Start off with a few scoops and add more if needed. You can always add more later on. Now we're going to make our paper. Lower your mold and decal at an angle into the paper pulp and lift. Shake it a bit to get extra water out. In one fluid motion, transfer the paper to the felt and sponge up any excess water. Here's an example with less pigment and newspaper that is not blended as much. You can also add dried flowers for some extra decoration. Adding some pulp on them slightly can help adhere them to the paper. Now we will press the paper. Place the paper stack, with the felt and newspaper still intact, onto the center, in between two boards. Standing on them helps press the extra water out. Now we will transfer the paper to dry. You can place it on a wooden board or on a glass pallet for a smoother finished paper. Carefully pull back the felt and tap the paper to make sure it's laying flat on the surface. It can take 1 to 3 days for the paper to fully dry. Here's the finished product with less and more pigment and a finer pulp mixture. Go to naturalearthpaint.com for products, recipes, and tutorials.